Pressure is part of professional life. Deadlines move. Priorities change. Mistakes happen. Clients become demanding. Managers become frustrated. And sometimes several problems arrive at the same time. The question isn't whether you'll experience pressure. You will. The real question is, how will you behave when the pressure arrives? Because when things become difficult, your professionalism becomes much more visible. Today, we're looking at how to remain professional under pressure without allowing stress, frustration, or uncertainty to control your decisions. 1. Pause before you react. When something stressful happens, your first emotional reaction may not be your best response. You might feel angry, defensive, embarrassed, frustrated, or overwhelmed. Before responding, pause. Ask yourself, what actually happened? What do I know for certain? What am I assuming? What needs to happen next? That short pause can prevent a temporary problem from becoming a much bigger professional problem. 2. Focus on what you can control. Pressure becomes much harder to manage when you spend your energy worrying about things you cannot change. You can't control another person's mood. You can't control every company decision. You can't control every deadline. You can't control whether someone else behaves professionally. But you can control your preparation, your communication, your response, your effort, your decisions, your professionalism. When pressure rises, bring your attention back to what you can actually influence. Hashtag 3. Separate the problem from the emotion. Imagine your manager tells you that an important deadline has been moved forward by 3 days. Your immediate reaction might be, "That's impossible." But stop there. The actual problem is simply, the deadline has changed. Now ask, what needs to be completed? What can be prioritized? What can be moved? What resources are available? What risks need to be communicated? You've taken an emotional reaction and turned it into a problem-solving exercise. Hashtag 4. Prioritize instead of panicking. When everything feels urgent, it's easy to start jumping between tasks. That usually creates more stress. Instead, identify what matters most. Ask, what is genuinely urgent? What has the greatest impact? What deadline cannot move? What can wait? What can be delegated? You don't need to complete everything at the same time. You need to determine what deserves your attention first. Hashtag 5. Communicate early. One of the worst things you can do under pressure is stay silent while a problem grows. You may hope the situation will resolve itself. Then the deadline gets closer. The problem becomes larger. And suddenly your manager or team discovers it at the worst possible moment. Communicate early. For example, I'm currently on track with the original deliverable, but the additional request creates a risk to Friday's deadline. I recommend we prioritize the original deliverable first. That is much more useful than waiting until Friday and saying, I couldn't finish. Hashtag 6. Don't make promises you can't keep. Pressure can make people promise unrealistic deadlines. You might think, I'll just say yes and figure it out later. That can create an even bigger problem. Instead, communicate realistically. Try, I can complete this by Thursday. If it needs to be finished by Tuesday, we'll need to move one of the current priorities. You're not refusing to help. You're making the trade-off visible. That's professional expectation management. Hashtag 7. Stay respectful when others are not. This can be difficult. Someone may speak aggressively. Someone may become impatient. Someone may blame you unfairly. You don't have to mirror their behavior. Stay calm. Slow down. Focus on facts. Try, I understand that this is urgent. Let's focus on what needs to be resolved first. You're addressing the problem without adding another problem. Hashtag 8. Avoid emotional emails. We've all been there. You receive a frustrating message. You immediately type the response. And the draft starts getting sharper and sharper. Don't send it. Write the response if you need to. Then step away. Come back to it later. Remove sarcasm. Remove accusations. Remove unnecessary emotion. Keep the facts. Ask yourself, would I be comfortable if this message were forwarded to senior leadership? If the answer is no, rewrite it. Hashtag 9. Ask better questions. Pressure often creates confusion. Don't guess when you can clarify.
Ask.
Which outcome is the highest priority? Which deadline is fixed? What can be deprioritized? What would an acceptable result look like under the current timeline? Good questions turn uncertainty into clarity, and clarity reduces unnecessary stress. Hashtag 10. Don't blame others immediately. When something goes wrong, the easiest reaction is, "It's not my fault." Sometimes that's true, but assigning blame immediately doesn't solve the problem. First ask, what happened? Then, what can we do now? Once the immediate issue is under control, you can examine what caused it and how to prevent it from happening again. Solve first. Analyze second. Blame should not become the first response. Hashtag 11. Take responsibility for your part. Professional accountability doesn't mean accepting responsibility for everything. It means owning your contribution. If you made a mistake, acknowledge it. If you missed something, explain it. If your decision contributed to the problem, take responsibility. You could say, "I missed that requirement during the original review. I've corrected it and added another verification step going forward." That's accountability. And accountability builds trust. Hashtag 12. Protect your professional reputation. Your reputation isn't built only during easy days. People notice how you behave when things become difficult. Do you stay calm? Do you communicate? Do you take responsibility? Do you treat colleagues respectfully? Do you continue delivering? Do you solve problems? Those moments shape how people remember working with you. Pressure can therefore become an opportunity to demonstrate professional maturity. Hashtag 13. Ask for help when you need it. Professionalism doesn't mean doing everything alone. Sometimes the smartest decision is to ask for help. You could say, "I've completed these parts, but I need additional support to meet the deadline. Here's where I need assistance." That's not weakness. It's responsible decision-making. Trying to hide that you're overwhelmed can create greater risks for everyone. Hashtag 14. Don't let pressure become your personality. Some workplaces operate at a high level of intensity, but that doesn't mean you need to become permanently stressed. If you constantly operate in emergency mode, you may eventually become impatient, careless, negative, reactive, short-tempered. Build systems that reduce unnecessary pressure. Plan ahead. Organize your workload. Use checklists. Document important information. Create realistic timelines. Don't just learn how to survive pressure. Learn how to reduce avoidable pressure. Hashtag 15. Keep your standards high. Pressure is not an excuse for poor behavior. Don't become rude because you're busy. Don't stop communicating because you're frustrated. Don't cut corners simply because you're under pressure. Don't blame colleagues to protect yourself. Your standards matter most when they're difficult to maintain. That's what makes professionalism meaningful. Hashtag 16. Handle difficult conversations calmly. Sometimes pressure creates conflict. If you need to have a difficult conversation, prepare first. Focus on what happened, what the impact was, what needs to change. Avoid statements like, "You always do this," or "You never listen." Those statements usually create defensiveness. Instead, when the deadline changed without the previous priority being adjusted, it created a conflict between the two deliverables. Could we agree on which should take priority?
Specific. Calm.
Solution-focused. Hashtag 17.
Keep perspective.
A stressful situation can feel enormous while you're inside it. But ask yourself, will this still matter 6 months from now? Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it's no. Perspective doesn't mean ignoring the problem. It means preventing one difficult moment from consuming your entire professional and emotional world. Hashtag 18. Learn from pressure. After a difficult situation ends, don't simply forget about it.
Ask.
What caused the pressure? What worked well? What didn't work? What could I have handled differently? What should I prepare for next time? Maybe you need better planning. Maybe you need clearer communication. Maybe you need to set boundaries earlier. Maybe you need to ask for help sooner. Every difficult situation can teach you something. Hashtag the Professional Under Pressure Framework. When pressure rises, remember 6 steps. Hashtag 1.
Pause.
Don't react immediately. Hashtag 2. Assess. Separate facts from assumptions. Hashtag 3. Prioritize. Determine what matters most. Hashtag 4. Communicate. Raise issues early and clearly. Hashtag 5.
Act.
Focus on practical solutions. Hashtag 6. Review. Learn from what happened. This gives you a repeatable process instead of simply reacting to whatever happens next. Hashtag what professionalism under pressure looks like. A professional under pressure doesn't necessarily look completely relaxed. They may still feel stressed. They may still be frustrated. They may still be worried about the outcome. The difference is that they don't allow those emotions to control their behavior. They pause. They think. They communicate. They prioritize. They act. That's professional resilience. Hashtag when pressure becomes too much. It's also important to recognize that not every difficult situation is simply something you need to handle better. Persistent harassment, discrimination, threats, retaliation, or serious misconduct should not be dismissed as normal workplace pressure. Professionalism does not mean tolerating unacceptable behavior. If a situation becomes serious or persistent, understand your organization's policies and appropriate channels for raising concerns. Protecting your career also means knowing when you need support. Hashtag final thoughts. Pressure is part of professional life. Deadlines will move. Priorities will change. Mistakes will happen. People will sometimes communicate badly. Unexpected problems will appear. You cannot eliminate all of these situations, but you can control your response. Pause before reacting. Focus on what you can control. Prioritize. Communicate early. Ask better questions. Take responsibility. Ask for help when necessary. Protect your reputation. And keep your professional standards high. Because professionalism isn't really tested when everything is easy. It's revealed when things become difficult. Pressure is temporary. Your professional reputation can last much longer. Respond. Don't react. Stay professional. Keep growing. If this video helped you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another professional who could benefit from it. For more practical career strategies covering workplace communication, career security, professional reputation, and career growth, follow the Work Ready Hub.